And do you believe that Bitcoin will supplant existing global currencies as well?
I think it would be good if it did, but I don't know that it will.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I see it a little bit like the sort of battle between like open source software and closed source software, right? Or like the battle between like centralized social media and decentralized social media.
Hmm.
One of the disadvantages of being decentralized is that it's very hard to coordinate to achieve a goal, right? So it just has to be inherently a lot better. It has to solve a real world problem for it to be adopted and used, right? Chat GPT comes out, and that obviously has very high utility. And suddenly you have 100 million people using Chat GPT every day, right? The same thing is not true for Bitcoin. And that's because other currencies serve enough of a purpose for those people that they don't need to switch yet,
Hmm.
right? But
But
I see. We were talking about foreign currencies before. The
yeah.
U.S. dollar is kind of like the Bitcoin for all the other foreign currency holders in the world, right? They're trying
Right.
to get rid of their Philippine peso and Mexican peso and whatever else and get U.S. dollars. And then the people who get that the U.S. dollar is just the same thing as those currencies, but because all those will collapse into the US dollar, that gives it a little bit more strength. But effectively, it's the same thing. It's a printable currency. Few people control it, and they can decide if they can make more and make your dollars worth less, right? So people that realize that go to Bitcoin. So everyone else goes into the USD, and the smart USD holders. Well, actually, every USD holder goes into some sort of asset. No one's hoarding like hundreds of millions of dollars of cash,
Right.
right? They're buying real estate, they're buying stocks, they're buying Bitcoin or some other whatever art, wines, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, at some point cars were going up in value as you could buy a
Bonds.
car, drive it for 10,000 miles and then sell it for more.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, I mean, obviously with the US as the world reserve currency, I guess I'm imagining a scenario where one of the things that happens over time is there appears to be, widespread currency consolidation. So actually like the number of currencies there are now in the world, as opposed to even 50 years ago, has actually gone down. And that's because a lot of currencies have disappeared because they've been mismanaged or they've just gone on the US dollar. Lots of countries have done that already. And I expect that trend to basically continue, and for these networks to get more and more consolidated. And the world that I'm imagining is a world where there's like the US dollar and there's, um, the yuan and some others. Like there's a handful, the euro, of large currencies, and Bitcoin also as its own, large network. And obviously the Bitcoin network isn't, um, you know, a super giant share of the global currency trade, but it's growing and it's already bigger than a lot of small countries.
Yep. Yeah. I agree with you. I think we'll see less currencies over time. Hopefully we'll see Bitcoin grow its share of the sort of its market share of the global currency um of the global currencies. And yeah, I
Mm.
think we'll probably have like a communist fiat, like the RMB or something like that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
we'll have like the freedom fiat, like a USD or whatever euro, if you can call Europe free. And then we'll have like I think a truly free currency, which is Bitcoin.